Jonathan Casey here, acting as Mercury's messenger, and this is the show Random Stuff. How's everyone doing? Thanks for joining me. Oh boy, things are getting hot out there, and I'm not talking about the weather. I'm talking about Uranus at the last degree of Aries. Oh boy, we have conflicts heating up in Israel and Iran, sending missiles back and forth to each other. This is a big conflict because we all know all the Western countries are going to jump on board supporting Israel, while Russia and China and Turkey are going to back Iran. This is pretty big. Personally, I'm not really worried about a war. I don't feel like Uranus moving into Taurus is going to be about that. Um, but nonetheless, issues in all of our countries, in ways that we identify with self, are getting hot. Okay, what else is going on? We have volcanic activity in Hawaii. Okay, lava bubbling up to the surface. So I want you guys to ask yourselves what's bubbling up in your lives. Okay, most of us are just concerned about Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and whatnot, where we're just talking about our opinions, what matters to self. When these opinions, most of the time, aren't even based off of anything factual, anything grounded. And Taurus is a grounded sign, and Aries is about to move. Uranus is about to move there, okay? And it's about values. And so what is valuable? Food is valuable, community is valuable, water, shelter. These things are more valuable. And that's where this shift is kind of taking us. Things like Facebook and Twitter and all that are gonna not be as important. And that's possibly because of some shocking changes going on. Okay? And what do I mean by that? Well, let's go back to when Uranus shifted from Pisces into Aries. What happened? Well, within the hour, we had that Fukushima natural disaster happen. Okay? Earthquakes. We got earthquakes happening again. Okay? Now, what was going on was we were moving out of Pisces, a water sign, into Aries. And what happened? A tsunami, water, hit and destroyed a nuclear power plant. Now, we're at the opposite end of this sign of Aries, where we have Uranus moving out. And what's about to possibly happen again? Well, the lava flow is possibly putting threat to another nuclear power plant. So we may have a wave of lava this time, and where it's that fire sign, right? So now a wave of fire is possibly going to hit a nuclear power plant. Now I hope not. I hope that's not what's going to make us change our values, and I hope conflicts don't get out of control between Iran and Israel either, which has us focus on our values. But something will, okay? And, something is bubbling up in all of our lives. Like for myself, okay? I'm currently asking, am I really cut out to be a YouTube personality? With confidence? Like, am I even experienced enough as an astrologer to really be talking about this kind of stuff to everyone? These are self issues that are bubbling up in my own life at the moment. I've reshot this video that I'm on right now 6 or 7 times, and every time I stop and this isn't good enough. Maybe I'm not good enough to be doing this. And all of us might be going through our own little issues right now, something bubbling up in our own lives that has to do with self and um, and uh, and what we need to start valuing more. Um, and so yeah, I need to put more self value back into my own life. Um, I've kind of in the past few years I've retreated from society, and I live a fairly sheltered life now, isolated. I'm in the woods. I don't see many people. I don't talk to many people. And I've really noticed how it's affected um, my personality. I used to actually be a very outgoing person, someone who would be able to uh, be a hit as a YouTube personality. But with this socialness no longer in my life, I really have noticed it that in a lot of my videos, I look at them and I'm like, I'm fucking boring. Sorry for my language. I don't really feel like this content's for what I'm talking about is really content for anyone young. So it's not like I got children. Well, unless you have children sitting in the room with you. Anyways, uh, let's go to the charts. How about that? Okay. So what's going on? So I have it set for May 15th. I have it set really late in the day, Eastern time. Okay. Uranus has already shifted signs, and we've recently just had that new moon as well. The moon's now in Gemini. Okay, so we have the ruler of Gemini right here, Mercury, who's moving past Uranus, communicating um, this shock and communicating value. What we need to start focusing on is being communicated to us somehow, some way. Okay, and it's calling us, it's challenging us to the node here. The node is our compass, the direction. It's and where are we directed? We're directed to Leo, to being courageous and being leaders. Okay, to create something is what we're being challenged to do here, and we're also being challenged to act in groups of people. Okay, Mars here, the same day, just recently changed out of Capricorn, which is structure. Okay, so we're called to move out of structure, out of our foundation and our security, and act in groups of people, for the collective. Okay, that's what's going on here, and these actions are going to help us heal ourselves and heal the world, so we could have a new beginning, a new start here. Aries is the first sign, a new start, which is going back to the moon in Gemini. Gemini is about the duality, so facing 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 the conflicts, and Venus over here is supporting, keeping things beautiful. We're trying to look at the you know um, we're trying to look at what's important, what matters with this in regards to the duality, what's important. Okay, now what else is going on? Uh, there's some karmic repercussions. There's some karmic repercussions in our structure, in our foundation. Governments have some karmic repercussions on what they decide. I also wanted to mention, this is basically mostly what I wanted to mention here. Okay, Pluto. Now Pluto moved into Capricorn in 2008. Pluto is about death and rebirth, prolonged transformation, And in 2008, what happened? We had the economy collapse. Um, the foundation of our structure, which is money, uh, death, and rebirth. The rebirth happens more at the end, okay? Because what Pluto is doing in Capricorn is killing and beginning new, transforming basically our traditions. So killing off old traditions and starting new traditions, okay? And what's going on is at this time, really for all of May, but it's closest on the day that Uranus shifts. We have Pluto conjunct our shadow and our fears. So we're a little bit afraid of what's going on in our structure on this transformation, okay? Why are we afraid? Because it's aspecting Neptune here. We're unclear. We're unclear on our emotions, how we feel about everything. We're unclear about the dream, what we want to dream into reality. And at the other end, it's Jupiter, uh, a big transformation going on all year. Okay, um, so you know this week is huge. There's a big transformation, shocking change, having to do with our structure, and this is also an Earth sign, Taurus. What really matters, what is really of value in our lives. Okay, um, so there's going to be collective things going on as well as our own independent things going on, and you know it's pretty big. Now, I just feel like I should mention this maybe because I spoke about it a little bit in the past in the other videos that didn't make the cut. But Neptune and Pluto here, even Uranus. Okay, Uranus will be in this until 2025 is when he comes into Gemini, and that's also when Neptune changes signs, and that's also when Pluto changes signs, and Saturn will have changed a few signs, but will be at the 1 degree mark here with Aries, while all of them will be at 1 degree in late August, early September of 2025. I'm going to do a whole other video talking about this. I'm going to talk about the elections of 2020. I'm going to talk then about the elections of 2024. And then I'm going to talk about how the elections in 2024 transpire in September of 2025 during eclipse season, and what's going on there. And that's going to be, I'm going to put a lot of work into that video because really, to me, we have to know where we're going to have hope now, okay? And hope is valuable. And this is what's going to make me a good YouTube astrologer, is hope is what I value. Hope is what I cultivate, and hope is what I hope to inspire in all of you guys, okay? So that's what I have to focus on. I got to stop focusing on am I good enough, and I just have to focus on the hope here, on bringing that to all of us, and I'll basically do that by showing us where we're going with this video that I'm going to do on 2025. Okay, so thank you everyone for watching. Stay tuned. I don't know when this other video will be done. I really feel like I'm going to have to choreograph the whole thing because I'm just going to be covering so much information. I'm not going to just be sticking to one chart. The chart's going to be changing in this other video. So instead of just reshooting and not having the confidence, I really feel like I'm going to have to plan it out, do it properly, and show myself that that I have value here, that you know, I can help everyone, that I'm not just here to talk about my opinions, but I'm here to focus on what really matters in life, and inspire that for all of us. Okay, so thank you very much. Thanks to my subscribers. Like and share my video, please. Okay, have a good day, everyone. Bye now.